Kevin Garcia with FightHype.com, and I got the one, the only Hall of Famer himself, Mr. Sugar Shane Mosley. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man.
Yeah, you know, we hit this weekend. We got the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. So we'll just get into that really quick. How do you think that fight's going to go?
Man, I'm looking for a knockout. I'm looking at them at the press conference and the way Jake Paul energy feels to me. I think that he's going to knock him out. He's been doing a great job in camp, sparring, working on his jabs, right hands, left hooks, working on the fundamentals of the boxing. I mean, he's looking great.
For sure. And, obviously, we're just coming off a really big fight last week. There's a whole lot after that fight to talk about. We'll get right to the meat of it, right? So Crawford, he definitely beat Spence. It shocked a lot of people. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were that Crawford did an amazing job. He did everything he was supposed to do in that fight. I just think that Spence wasn't his stuff. He wasn't 100%. I think that losing the weight from wherever 185 and 190 to get to 47 and get in the ring with somebody like a Crawford is something that you can't do. And I just think that he wasn't 100%. But like I said, that's not Crawford's fault. Crawford did everything he was supposed to do. He won the title, and actually he looked amazing. I mean, the power, the speed, the ring generalship, the calmness, the bounce, the move. I mean, everything was just on point.
For sure. I mean, listen, I think it shocked the world. And, a lot of people gave their opinions after the fight. Shane, I seen you talk a little bit about it on other channels. You've called for a potential rematch at 154. But here's my pushback for you.
Okay.
Do you think that fight is actually competitive, even if it goes up 7 pounds?
I really do. I think it's going to be a more competitive fight if he goes up 7 pounds. Because I know from experience fighting at 135 and then trying to get in the ring, I feel weak. I feel slow. My time is out. I remember a champion by the name of Chiquitito Gennaro Hernandez telling me, "I know when you're close to your weight because you're not as fast and you're not as strong." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Really?" So when I got to 47, I mean, he didn't like to spar with me when I was like 147, 150. But when I got down to like 38. 39, whatever, 36 is like, he loved to get in the ring. "Oh, you want to spar?" "Oh, yeah, get in the ring with me, no problem." Because I wasn't strong. And I think that Spence has outgrown the 147-pound weight division. I mean, 154 is going to probably be hard too, but 160 will probably be the best for Spence. But 54 is a lot better than 47. And I think that we'll get a better fight out of Spence. And then Crawford out there pick up his thing. Maybe a better fight. But I still go for Crawford. I still believe Crawford will win by the movement and all that stuff. And just pure his boxing IQ and everything. I mean, and being in the ring with Spence like that and beating him like that, I think mentally that's going to play a part in Spence's psyche. So I still give the advantage and the edge to Crawford.
For sure. Let's say for whatever reason the fight doesn't get made between Spence. It looks like the WBO, they took the strap away from Jermell. So he's no longer undisputed. They gave it to Tszyu. They elevated him. How do you think that fight goes? It looks like they're opening the door for a Crawford-Tszyu fight, from the outside at least.
I haven't really seen Tszyu fight to comment on it. But I picked Crawford out of all of the fighters because he's been there a long time. He has the speed, the power, and like I said, the know-how, the ring generalship. He has all the tools, of a great fighter. He is a great fighter. So I would have to go with him. And I have to get more information about Tszyu. I know that he's a good fighter, but I don't know just how good he is. I had to watch technically what he does. I don't know. I can't comment on that.
Definitely. So just two hypothetical questions, right? Because one is likely and one is unlikely. Here's the first one. Let's say for whatever reason, Jermell, he doesn't get the dub against Canelo. Could you ever see a potential Bud versus Canelo fight? If so, what do you think happens in that fight?
I think that Canelo might be a little too big for Bud. I think their talents are great, and I think that if Canelo and Bud were actually the same size or whatever, Bud will have the advantage. But I think that Canelo has the advantage because he's a lot bigger than Bud, and not powerful, so fast. It's gonna be problems for Bud with the Canelo. So I would have to say Canelo in that situation. But I don't think that he's a better fighter than Bud. I just think he's just bigger.